Welcome to the QNF Excimer training video. Let's start off by identifying various parts of the tool. This is the Excimer's stage. Using our software, we can move the stage in the theta, x, and y directions. These controls are in the bottom left corner of the screen. Here is the stage in the inspection configuration, from which we do the focusing. The sample is directly under the inspection camera here. Here is the stage in the process configuration, at which we have the process camera, a nitrogen purge used for blowing away debris and cooling the surface. You can adjust the nitrogen purge as seen here. There's also an orange vacuum used for removing vapor and debris, and the laser output. You can use the dials outside the door to control the lights for the cameras. The process dial controls the intensity of the process camera light, and the inspection dial does the same for the inspection camera light. Don't forget to dial these down when you have finished using the tool. Above the dials, we have various lights which indicate things like whether or not the laser is on or if the beam stop is open. If there is no recipe running but the beam stop light is on, then something is wrong. You may need to run the footer, which will be addressed later in the video, and can also be referred to in the SOP. Now, let's move on to loading a sample with the Excimer tool. Because this slide is smaller than the stage, we need to place a plastic sheet with a central rectangular cut underneath it. Make sure that the cutout is smaller than the sample itself. Here is the stage in the unload configuration, which can be found under the recipes page. The white ring of the stage contains a vacuum for holding down materials, which you can see in action here. If instead you want to cut through a sample, use a wafer instead of a plastic sheet. This prevents the laser from cutting the stage underneath. Tape the sample onto the wafer. Folding the edge of the tape makes it easier to remove. When you are done, close the door of the Excimer. Now, go to the computer and select Load Part. Click the blue play button to enable the vacuum. The words Executing will appear in the top right corner. Click Play again to finish the program. The vacuum has been enabled and your sample is now firmly in place. Once executing changes to idle, the load program is complete and you can use another program. Again, the X, Y, and theta controls for the stage are in the bottom left corner. When you enter jog Z, you are also controlling the stage, not the optics of the microscope. To unload a sample, use the Unload Part recipe. Again, press the blue play button. The action is complete when the green executing icon changes to idle. Now you can remove your sample. The Excimer laser can be shaped using the RVA and the mask positioner. This is the mask positioner, a set of circularly shaped apertures which we can set to specific sizes. The RVA is a rectangular aperture with adjustable dimensions in X and Y. Since the laser passes through both of these, we need to alter both to get any desired shape. Let's adjust them to cut rectangular shapes into our sample. First, click on Jog RVA Y RVA X here on the screen. Select the clipboard icon and then select Absolute. A drop-down menu of several sizes will appear. Each shape selection will have a different size depending on whether the laser is in high fluence, HF, or low fluence, LF. For example, in this selection, we will get a size of 145 micrometers if in low fluence, or a size of 65 micrometers if in high fluence. After selecting a shape, we need to adjust the mask positioner from this tab. Again, click the clipboard and select Absolute. Since we selected a rectangular shape from the RVA, we must select Mask Rectangle, No Mask. Now we're ready to use the laser. If instead you want to create a circular beam, select a Mask Circle option from the Mask Positioner tab. Then, to make sure the RVA doesn't obstruct our circular beam, select either the 4500 by 5000 or 3500 by 5000 size from the RVA tab depending on whether the laser is in high or low fluence. Lastly, if you are ever in the middle of a process which needs to be aborted, press this stop button. Then you must run the global macro footer here, which returns the stage to the inspection configuration and unlocks the door.